Hey everybody, I'm Nate. We wanted to talk about something that we get a lot of questions about, or at least is something of a question in terms of what does it actually mean, and that would be the 100% traction rule. What is that, and what is the concept behind it, and why is it important, and how does it apply to driving, how does it apply to rally, all of that stuff. And really, it's simple yet complicated, like most things that are a little bit tricky. But really, it's an understanding that you can only get 100% of however much traction you have available out of your tires. So by that we mean you can use 100% of your available traction for braking, you can use 100% for accelerating, you can use 100% for steering in either direction, but you can't use all of them all of the time. So if you're trying to use 100% for braking, you're going to ask for a little bit of steering, then you're compromising your ability to brake at that point. So it's really a matter of sharing the amount of available traction that you have and blending the two. If we are looking at carrying a lot of speed, we're going to brake very heavily. We're going to use all of our available traction for braking and or slowing the car. At that point in time, if we want to ask for any amount of steering, then we have to give back some of that traction from the brakes. So we have to reduce the amount of brake pressure we're using and then ease into the steering as we ease out of the brake pressure there. It's called trail braking, something that we work on when we approach higher speeds here and takes quite a bit of practice actually. On the exit of a corner, you think about accelerating and how that affects steering and grip on the exit of a corner. If our car is turning and or sliding on the exit of a corner, we don't have 100% available traction to accelerate. We have to be a little bit easy on the throttle on the exit of the corner until the car is dead straight, it stops sliding. That way we have 100% available traction ready to accelerate down the straightaway. It's sort of an interesting concept that takes a little while to understand, but really, again, it's about feel. It's not about a huge understanding of engineering, although it's discussed at length about a traction circle and where you fit in and around your traction circle and sharing all of that, and that is wonderful. But really, for simple guys like myself, I just need to understand that if I'm hitting the brakes really hard, I can't steer. If I'm hitting the gas really hard, I don't have a lot of grip available for acceleration and vice versa. If you're combining all of those, good for you. If you're combining all of those, then you need to really be delicate as you start to ask for a lot of available grip. And this is universal on any sort of discipline, any sort of surface. If you're on pavement, you have a lot more traction, but you still only can get 100% out of your tires. If you're on the snow, you have a lot less traction. And so your ability to brake heavily, steer heavily is minimized because you just have less traction available at your disposal. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us at any point in time. Nate@DirtFish.com. Be happy to answer more of your questions at any point and go off on long tangents about traction and coefficients of friction. But otherwise, come see us, practice it at DirtFish.